long story short, I'm Kijan Haynes, and it's the start of a new week, but let's go back to what we were talking about last week. I did everything that I could to explain why our vaccine situation is multiple parts. So it's part an actual slow start from our leaders, part rich countries screwing us over, looking at you, Canada, and part CARICOM countries, supposed to be our brothers and sisters, not telling us that there was a line to get free stuff while we were over here trying to pay. But really, the biggest hurdle to jump over is this guy, the Indian High Commissioner, which is funny because he's like 5 feet tall. But no, he continues to be a guest in our home, but he's washing dishes by the neighbors after dinner.
Are you delusional, as they say?
No. So the Honorable Prime Minister would have come onto a Ministry of Health press conference 2 Mondays ago and explained how the gifts originated and why they went to certain countries. I don't want to get into that again.
No, man, just say it. Like, he's a problem. Because he can find himself leaving the house to honor Commonwealth Day of all things. We have a problem with the Queen these days. Woo. And Dr. Amy Brown, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, just flat out asked him, well, we're going on with the vaccines, boss? And according to this article in the Newsday, Brown said the commissioner once again had indicated that he had received no response as yet, but would continue to liaise with the headquarters and provide feedback in due course.
Is there any update on the request made by this government for the provision of World Health Organization approved vaccines from the Republic of India?
The answer is no. There's no update.
Well, opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa has not received any response from India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi after writing him 2 weeks ago.
And it is still our hope and our prayer that the government of India and the people of India does see favor, that our request does find favor with them.
What are you doing? Like, that is your job. You are not doing your job well. And meanwhile, he continues to tease us. He's writing op-eds in every newspaper, and he's posting them on the Indian High Commissioner's page. And he's posting about all these countries that have been recipients of India's vaccine diplomacy. And he even held an entire symposium last Friday, boasting about how India is the pharmacy of the world. And yet, what are we getting? Look, if this man is so willing to help all these other Caribbean islands, and he's so proud of it, go and live there. Go and watch Wales and Dominica. Actually, no, that's not a bad idea. Like, I can't Rabs Dominica, it gave us Kamal Georges, man. Oh God, come on. Go live in Montserrat. Is there anything left in Montserrat? Go and live in Montserrat. And when I say, throw him out to the party, or throw him out to the country, throw him out, because this man is clearly affecting our ability as a nation, life and death situation, to get vaccinated. Well, everybody's reaction at home is, well, Kijan is our PNM.
I really don't know what's going on.
And look, if you only knew, the PNM doesn't like me either. Faris won't return my calls. But really, we have to get into this. We are at a point where we're seeing everybody is looting the store, but we still waiting in line to cash. What are we doing wrong? And the Prime Minister could not nail down an answer in the Parliament when everybody was asking him, well, what's going on, boss? The usually confident, forthright Prime Minister was very unsure of himself.
Madam Speaker, in October 2020, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, through the Ministry of Health, started bilateral discussions with producers of vaccines in China, Sinopharm, and later on, Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, alongside the Ministry of Health, had communication and contact with producers of vaccines in India for Western Europe and the Americas, including the Caribbean.
And two things stand out to me in that response. One, that we went to China first, and as we know, India and China don't really get along.
That's who can't do business together. Chinese people and Indian people cannot do business together. Because Indians cannot live without a bargain and Chinese people cannot give you a bargain.
Like, I'm beginning to realize that skit is an answer to a lot of our problems right now. But is India mad that we went to China first? Are they allowed to be? Who knows? Because the High Commissioner won't say. And this is why I can't do diplomacy. Because I would be the one to be like, hey, big man, what you doing? What you doing? Why are you still here? Anyway, the second thing that stands out to me is that we keep putting all our eggs in this COVAX basket. And COVAX is becoming as reliable as your plumber who say he coming right now. Or that man who say, I'll get you back your $3. Just end of the month once I get paid.
Old people say, no run down bus and no run down
COVAX.
Cause when you get left, the whole wide world will be laughing at you.
And yes, we're being laughed at. But, Mr. Prime Minister, continue.
As you will know, there are few producers of vaccines in the world, and their supply has largely been contracted out and bought out by large contracts in the major wealthy countries. And we are in an arrangement to get vaccines in the COVAX, and even the volumes we expected in the COVAX are not being satisfied because of supplies from the approved manufacturers being cornered by the large countries. However, Madam Speaker, we anticipate that in the very near future we'll get our first shipment of vaccines in COVAX, and there'll be a continuous flow after that, and the marketplace will improve as more and more vaccines become available, and we expect that by mid-year this question of availability of vaccine will recede.
And I hear what you're saying. And the end of the year is good, but only if you feel like we're actually going to start our vaccination process on time. And that keeps getting pushed back. I will be okay if you tell me, okay, well, I'll reach before the movie starts, but after the previews. But that only works if I know you at least left the house. And the Prime Minister also tried to save face by saying, look, you want us to just pick up anything from anywhere, like some of our CARICOM neighbors are doing?
There's one CARICOM country that has done something which we are not prepared to do. The health department in one CARICOM country has authorized the use of unapproved vaccines into their country because the difficulty exists. There's no WHO approval for Sputnik and Sinopharm vaccine. And we are not prepared to vaccinate our population with anything other than WHO vaccines, and that is what is going to start.
Ralph, you know it's Ralph Gonzalez, right? Like, if he could, he would probably pick up the whole of St. Vincent and put it into Cuba. But, you know, let's be real. In St. Vincent, they're taking the thing. So I know we're a nation that makes fun of rattans and their off-brands, but you know, maybe this one time, if it tastes the same, why don't we just buy the brand that's called Frosted Flax? I don't know. They're good enough. Let's take a break.